Oh gosh, I keep getting distracted. Why is this so hard to do? God. Someone's phone is ringing in the hallway. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Nanajwa Deanna and welcome back to my channel. This channel is dedicated towards performing artists and athletes at any level and those looking to improve their health goals and get the best out of life. Today, we're going to be talking about emotional resilience. What is it? How does it apply to the athlete? And what are the 5 most common traits found in that population? Let's get started. So, what is emotional resilience? Some people can hear it termed as bouncing back or mental toughness. Those are words that I've heard commonly. What it really is the ability to adapt to the stressors in your life and how you can use it to your advantage to move forward and progress towards whatever goal that you're working for. Sometimes it can be seen as brushing it off, but really it's about developing those coping strategies in order to become mentally stronger. And let's be clear, it's not about avoiding triggers. Those who are emotionally resilient have the ability to manage their reaction when those triggers arise, whether it's a positive or a negative. And yes, stressors can be both positive and negative. Stress in general has gotten a very bad rap, but we need stress in our lives in order to function. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what a negative stressor could be. Work or school, an emotionally abusive relationship, a physical injury, but there are also things that can be a positive stressor. For example, winning a competition or just generally doing well. This might not seem like a stressor because it makes you feel good, but it's also a driving force to want to make you do better because you want to keep that feeling. Both positive and negative stressors affect our lives in different ways and also elicit a different type of emotion within us. In order to become more emotionally resilient, what needs to happen is to take that information and adapt it into a way that we can use to our advantage. We need to be able to adapt our thinking in order for our reaction to become constructive for our life and, in turn, our performance. Obviously, this can apply to our everyday lives. But there's actually been research done in the athletic population showing common traits that are seen in those with high emotional resilience and, in turn, higher and better performance outcomes. I'm going to go through 5 of them today. But before we get started, what I want you to do is think of the stressors that you have in your life, both positive and negative. Either write them down or keep them in your head. Keep them in mind as we go through the 5 common character traits found in emotionally resilient performers and athletes. First up, we have adaptive perfectionism. Now this one is really interesting to me, being a recovering perfectionist myself. It talks about wanting perfection, but also being okay with messing it up or not getting it in the way that you thought. It's a lot more flexible than the original thought of perfectionism, where it has to be perfect on the first try. Adaptive perfectionism allows the athlete to think of wanting to be able to succeed, but also being encouraged to fail, which is necessary in order to succeed. And that's something that really needs to resonate with you. Through failure, we learn new lessons, and those new lessons allow us to strive for perfection yet again. Benefits seen are quicker mastery of performance, better attitudes, and more self-confidence because they know that the performance that they had wasn't necessarily tied to them, it was more just a learning lesson. Next up, optimism. Now, everybody knows about positivity, but in the context of emotional resilience, optimism is that sense or belief that everything will be okay and you're finding all of the positives even within the negative situations. Bottom line, the athlete sees success and visualizes it no matter what. It kind of plays into the sports psychology notion of visualizing your performance and seeing yourself do it well. Visualization and optimism is associated with less fear in a competitive setting, as well as more self-confidence within your performance. Number 3, competitiveness. Yes, it is okay to be competitive. And in the sense of the emotional resilient athlete, it's that desire to win in interpersonal situations. Similar to stress, competition can get a bad reputation as well. But really, it can be that driving force, pushing you to want to do better the next time. It actually plays an important role in adapting to setbacks, either an injury or a performance slump, and helps to build self-confidence in that you'll be able to do it better the next time. So please, have a healthy attitude towards competition. Maybe it's not always about beating the other person, but it can be about making sure that you do better every single time. Next up, we have motivation. And that is where we focus our energy, direction, and the persistence in order to achieve the goal that we're looking at. I don't know about you, but I've always heard so much about your why. Why are you pursuing this? Why do you want that gold medal? Why do you want that job? What are you hoping that will accomplish for you? What are you hoping to feel when you get it? That all has to do with motivation. And in the emotionally resilient athlete, that motivation is what keeps them going. They're continuously thinking about why they want to achieve this and what feeling they'll gain when they do. And a key part of that is that there's more than one reason. Maybe it is about winning that competition, but it's also about feeling good or having that sense of accomplishment, or knowing that this is your passion and this is what you've wanted to do your entire life. Having multiple reasons for wanting to achieve that goal and having a feeling attached to it makes motivation that much higher. And it makes it also that much easier to want to achieve that goal and seek out new challenges in the future afterwards. Now, the fifth and final trait that we're going to talk about today is the perceived notion of social support. This one is fundamental to the emotionally resilient athlete, and it's the knowledge that you have access to that support system if you need it. Now, there are many different ways of being supportive. Emotional support, like comforting someone when something goes wrong. Esteem, building up their self-confidence. Informational, being a coach and guiding them, giving advice. And tangible, giving concrete, instrumental instructions. This can come from one person or multiple people, and it's probably best to come from multiple people. Having that team around you helps to build you up, cheer you on, and yes, be there for you when there's a setback. In a way, it's a form of protection against the negative stressors, and actually leads those stressors to seem less negative. In those with a strong social support network, there's also a perceived strength within their own abilities and higher self-esteem. It's also associated with a decrease in perceived challenges and higher performance outcomes in a competitive situation. So those are 5 common traits that are found in emotionally resilient performers and athletes. And something else that I noticed while I was reading up on all of this is that there's a common theme of an internal locus of control. And what that means is that there is a personal responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Now, there's nothing wrong with having the external cues as well, but you have to make sure to have internal cues in order to really be able to gain that high emotional resilience and adapt better to situations that are less in your control. Definitely something worth thinking about. Now, let's go back to the stressors we mentioned earlier in this video. How can you reframe your thinking in order to benefit or see them as something constructive in order for you to grow from them? I'd love to know what you're thinking, so please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!